Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. And I want to start by talking about the new panel show that I did a pilot episode of. I know a lot of you, or many of you, have seen it. It's called For Pittsfield. It was myself with three other guest panelists, I guess you'd call them. And it was an idea I have, and I wanted to literally just jump into that. So two of the panelists on that show, Ron and Beth, I literally met them 20, 30 minutes before we actually filmed that. And they had no idea what they were walking into, what we were going to be talking about, or really overall what they were even going to be doing. So I thought that was huge for them to put themselves out there like that. And I'm very, very grateful for them. And of course, Jim was one of the panelists on there, and many of you know Jim. He's a local business owner. I've done a bunch of videos with him in the past. So I'm very grateful to all of them for doing that. We're planning the first full episode, which will be in the next week and a half or so, and then that'll be a regularly scheduled show. So I listened to all the messages that were sent. I read a lot of the comments, and I agree that it needed to be honed in, but I did that as a pilot really just to test the whole thing and see if there was an appeal for it. And there was. The response was really good overall. And many of you sent me messages saying, you know, a lot of people wanted to be guests. And I'm thinking of how to do that, because the idea of all this is to get more people engaged, more people involved in Pittsfield and our community. And that helps with voter turnout for the elections, volunteering for things, just getting people engaged and acknowledging people's voice in the community. I think that's a huge thing. So I am going to tweak that show to where I can rotate one of the chairs and have a different guest every episode. And I'm going to figure out how to do that, whether I add a fifth chair or have one of the four chairs as a rotating guest. So I'm going to figure out what the best way to do that is. It's Pittsfield Tonight, which is a talk show that I built a set for and I was really excited about. I'll be putting the pilot out for that this coming weekend. So I'm really excited about that. Either Saturday or Sunday, whatever the days are for that, January 13th, 14th, something like that. What's today? Today's Tuesday the 10th. So this coming weekend. And I'm really excited about that. So that will have 2 guest interviews, like a regular late night show type setting, and a musical guest. And it should be a lot of fun. It's not a political show. It's, again, the idea of that was showcasing some of our local residents. And, you know, because everyone's got a story and everyone has something to offer. So that's another one I'm really excited about. So that'll be this weekend. Tonight, being Tuesday, and there is a city council meeting. And one of the things I know it's still a huge discussion in the community is what happened during that storm with the roads. Something went wrong. Why weren't we prepared for that? And the city councilors are looking for answers. Everyone's looking for answers on that. That wasn't just we had a freak storm out of nowhere and we had a couple minor accidents. It caused 70 car accidents that weekend, and many people are saying that all could have been avoided. What happened on William Street, what happened on North Street, and many other areas. But something went wrong as far as prepping for that, and it took one of our busiest times of the year for businesses in the holiday weekend and made a mess out of Pittsfield for about 4 days. So a lot of people were hoping to get answers for that tonight, but that is not, I don't believe it's on the agenda to be discussed. So I think we're going to have to wait another 2 weeks before we find out what the full answer is on that. I do know the next storm that came up, which was just some rain we had, they heavily salted and sanded for that and in preparation for it. And I thought that was a little odd. I thought, are they doing this so people might say, what are they doing, dumping so much of this stuff on the road? And they threw out a, you know, we damned if we do, damned if we don't thing, because the forecast didn't have that rain freezing. I mean, it did the next day. It dropped into below freezing. But anyway, they did prep for that. So there's a couple people who have, I don't know, for whatever reason I've seen on this page that really want to just blame all the drivers for that. Look, I get it. You know, you do have to slow down. You do have to be very cautious in a storm, but something went wrong there. So we will get answers. There is an ongoing discussion with that. Quite a few councilors have petitions on the table to have our head of, our Commissioner for Public Services come in and explain what happened. What happened? How many people did we have on the shift? All that. Did we pre-treat? Did we put salt and sand out ahead of time? All the questions that people are looking for answers for, we should get some kind of answer on. So, but it won't be tonight. It'll be, I'm guessing, in another 2 weeks or so. Another thing I want to touch on real briefly is I did attend the inauguration or swearing in for our Berkshire County Sheriff, Tom Bowler. He was sworn in officially on January 4th, Wednesday the 4th, for his third term, and he was nice enough to personally invite me to that, and I was very thankful for that. If you haven't seen that, I did put up just a short clip video of his actual swearing in, and it was exciting to be part of that. And I'm a big supporter of Sheriff Bowler. I think he's a very positive role model in our community. So if you haven't seen that, I did put that up. And then, of course, that later on that afternoon, an hour or so later, it was the swearing in of our new Berkshire County District Attorney, Tim Shagru. And that was a packed house. I don't know how many people were there. Hundreds of people were there. Everybody who's somebody in the community was there. All our former living DAs were there. Judges were there. Lawyers were there. The mayor, the chief of police. A lot of people showed up for that. And it was, that's a big thing. It's a very exciting thing. So one thing I got to mention that I thought was really odd is the Berkshire Eagle put a piece out saying they look forward to holding the new district attorney accountable. And I thought, what does that mean? What are they talking about? I thought that was really odd to word that way. I know that they didn't seem, at least my opinion off of their articles, to have a good relationship with the previous DA. And I'm wondering why as a local newspaper, they're news, or are they? To come out and say that they are going to hold the district attorney accountable. Accountable for what? I thought that was such a strange wording of that. I mean, I'm not a news outlet. I would never profess to be a news outlet. This is an opinion. This is an op-ed. Is that what the local paper has become, like an op-ed? I found that to be strange that they worded it that way and kind of confrontational or divisive. You know, once you have a district attorney in there, you don't mess around with that stuff. That's public safety. And I would think as a news outlet, their job is to report the news. As far as accountability, that falls under the government. And the government is, you know, by the people, for the people. There's things in place in our government. There's an attorney general, there's the governor, there's judges, there's councils, there's people who oversee this. I found it odd. I mean, a news outlet to say that they're going to hold the district attorney accountable. Just such a strange way. And I hope that isn't a sign that they're going into this with some kind of chip on their shoulder or something. I didn't really get that. I didn't understand where they were coming from with that. I hope it was just a strange way to word things, and that's not what their intentions are, because never once have I heard the local paper say, we're going to make sure we hold the new mayor accountable, or we're going to hold city councilors accountable, which would be just as odd if a news outlet said that. So who are they to say that they're going to hold the district attorney accountable? That was just bizarre. So, and it didn't get much attention, that post on their Facebook page. But it was just, that was odd to me, so I figured I'd throw that out there. So But congratulations to our new district attorney, Tim Shagru. I'm really excited to do some more interviews with him in the future. He's another one. He's a very community-oriented guy. I think his election is going to be a great thing for Berkshire County. And congratulations to all our new ADAs, our new first assistant, Marianne Shelby, Kelly Kemp. There's a lot of very highly qualified new faces that are in that district attorney's office. Some of them were there before and have returned, but I think we're going to see some good things happening in the community, and Tim won in a very decisive election, and but that's not a political position. That's to follow the rule of law and to enforce those laws and prosecute based off those laws. And that's just my opinion. I'm not a lawyer. But anyway, congratulations to Tim, and I'll be reaching out to him sporadically, down the road to get interviews and just to get some insight on how things are going and all that. So, and then just to quickly close out, I do have an upcoming interview that I'll probably put out Friday that I'll be doing tonight after the council meeting with one of our at-large city councilors, Karen Kalinowski. So that was planned last week, but I caught that horrible stomach flu that was going around, and it kind of threw me off for about 4 or 5 days there. So, but I am feeling better and back to normal. I took 3 COVID tests, the whole deal. But wow, that was a tough one. There's a lot of weird bugs going around out there, so stay healthy. But again, that is it for now. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, stay engaged, stay positive. I think 2023 is going to be a great year for Pittsfield, and there's a lot coming through this channel. It's Pittsfield Tonight, but that's it for now. So I'll catch y'all in the next day or two.